Hi folks, how you doing? WrestleTrueResults303.com. Check out the website, link in the description box. Mind, body, spirit, fitness, putting the healing back in health, back here, the old boring house, right? Got a boring background for you again, some would say. But coming at you today with why is there so much evil in the world? And this is a difficult concept for people to believe when they're trying to deepen their faith with God. For me, Christian Catholic, or just maybe a lot of people don't even want to have children nowadays because of this issue, right? They say the world is so messed up. Why would I want to bring a child into this world? And it is a scary time. The world is crazy. There's a lot of wars going on out there. There's a lot of suppression, a lot of slavery, mental slavery as well. Not just bodily slavery, but a lot of things that are very unacceptable in this world. And the question is, how do we overcome these things? And I'll just start with the famous Gandhi quote. Be the change you want to be. That's what it truly comes down to. Being the change you want to see is what it truly comes down to. And I think the only way that we can truly overcome this negativity in the world and this sin, I'm gonna call it sin because I'm Catholic and Christian, is to really set our own views aside. I think it starts with us. It starts with you watching this video. I mean, what are we going to do? What are we doing about it? If you're just coming home watching TV and going to your movies and things like that, well, yeah, you're not doing anything to be a part of the solution. We must learn to be a part of the solution. And there are many different ways we can be a part of the solution. You know, Maybe you don't have as much free time because you have children. Well, you start by raising your children correctly. Maybe your child, you need to be more involved in their education and helping them. Maybe they'll be the person that cures the world, cancer. Maybe they'll be the person that is able to be a great doctor, a great leader. One of these new leaders that we are starving for nowadays. The Martin Luther Kings, Malcolm X's, the John F. Kennedys, and things like that. These great leaders that we need, but it starts with you. You're the leader of your home. You're the person that your child looks up to most. What are you doing to influence them in a worldly way? We've got to understand, no matter what we like, or how we feel about it, that we are going to be or are becoming a global economy. That's just the way the world is. If you have a 401k, you are invested most likely overseas. The new world order is already is here, whether you want to admit it or not. So now we've got to be able to connect your children globally and in a positive manner, right? So it's going to start there. What are you doing? Same thing. What are you doing with your finances? A lot of people are doing these weird and crazy things, like you 900 pairs of shoes, two houses, four houses, 20 vacations, this and that. What are you doing to change the world? A simple dollar or two or 10, whatever, a month can really help. Now I'm not saying go and do that. $20 a month will feed a kid over here. Once again, you got to do your own research into some of these charities. A lot of things are coming out nowadays, and these charities are a bunch of scams. But what are you doing to change the world? You know, uh, there are countries where they don't even have running water, and we're not doing anything about it, right? And I would assume in other countries to build a water well probably isn't that much money. I mean, it's a lot of money, probably 20, 30, $40,000, but that would help a whole village. That would help thousands of people. And unfortunately, with our government today, it's all about suppressing everyone else, especially here in the States. That crazy fact out there where we're 3% of the world's population, somewhere around there, but yet we consume 50% of the world's goods as the United States. You know, we are a part of the problem. The United States is the problem. I hate to say it, right? Same thing why they say, why do a lot of people hate the United States? Because we're the world police. We try to roll around like we own everything. Yes, we're the first people that they come to, which is kind of weird. When they're struggling, we're the first people we come to. But so I heard something they said when Haiti had that big earthquake. I can't remember. It was some country. I heard this on Catholic radio that I think it was the Haiti earthquake, and there was some poor country, you know. And when that happened, they donated $1 million to the relief fund. Some poor country, that majority of their country don't even have running water and things like that. You know, did that money go to good use? I don't know. Would it have been better helping their own country? Possibly. But it's learning about these situations going on in the world and then overcoming them. And then just as one good deed happens, the next good deed will follow. The next good deed will follow. Same thing nowadays with all the Islamic refugees and everyone saying they need to come to the United States. But the big thing that the United States population is saying, well, we need to help our veterans, which is fine. But what are they doing to help the veterans? Don't just say it. Do something about it. Help the veterans, right? It is because of them that they built this country. This country is as great as it is. And unfortunately, in today's world, the people that have served this in today's society in the States, the people that have served this country well, the only reason why this country is as great as it is, they've been stomped on. I watched a weird video or a weird show on the History Channel or something like that. And they talked about during that Revolutionary War and things like that. Might have even been, I can't think of it. The war on slavery. I can't think of it now, but like the president and everybody else is living like fat cats, and then the guys on the front line are eating like some weird bread that they had to make on their stove like every day. So there's more. We as the people sacrifice way more than any of these congressmen and these senators, and it's our job to step up and vote properly. Do the do your research on who you're voting for. I heard something where they said back in, who was it? I don't think it was George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, but back when America was young, they would do full day, right? Entire day debates to where one person would talk for 5 hours and then the next person would talk for 5 hours. Of course they didn't have TV, but what are we doing here anyways? What are you watching? America's Got Talent instead of watching a debate about what these politicians truly think, you know? Um, so we have more power than we think. They've led us to believe that we don't have power. The question is, what good are you doing? What are you doing with your resources? You know? And then I'm going to go to the Bible real quick because here's what it says. Sorry, for my Christian folks, they got to get in there. John 14:12 through 14. Very truly I tell you, the one who believes in me will also do the work that I do, and in fact will do greater works than these. Greater works than these. Because I am going to the Father. I will do whatever you ask in my name, so that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If in my name you ask me for anything, I will do it. So Jesus, for my Christian brothers and sisters, Jesus says we will do greater things. What are you trying to do that's greater? Right? He says it right there. We will do greater things. So how are you bringing the greatness of God to this world? And of course, it starts at home. So where are you at? It's not up to us right now as the United States. We're getting bailed out by China for so much. They own the majority of our debt. It's not up to China to help us. It's up to us. What are we going to do? If you're in Mexico, it's up to you to start your little revolution or, insight and awareness program to those around you. Whatever country you're in, it starts at home. America is so messed up, but yet we take pride in giving everyone else money. No, that's not how it works. We need to take care of home first, helping our poor, our sick, right? So, truth comes down to it. What are you doing to make the world a better place? How are you helping those around you? How are you lifting up those around you, right? Another thing, I always mention this, there could already be many cures and many uh, you know, Martin Luther Kings and all these different people out there. But unfortunately, we have been told that abortion is good, and we have lost, I think they said since abortion started, 60 million abortions. And I don't know if that was in the United States or alone, but tell me, out of 60 million, I guarantee you there were some very bright and intelligent and beautiful things going on in those lives of those people. They would have been able to change this world in great, beautiful ways. But we fell into this culture of me, me, me. If I have this baby, my life isn't going to be that great. How do you know? Life probably would have changed for the better. A lot of females that I talk to that have had children unexpectedly say it was the greatest thing that ever happened. You know? So the truth is, what are you doing? What am I doing? What can I do tomorrow to get this going? What can you do tomorrow to get this going? Like I said, there's many other ways. I probably forgot. Comment below. What can we do? You know, I'm going to make a video on real ways to save the environment versus the things we're doing now. So I'm going to try and link that. I haven't made that video yet. But what are you doing? Right? We're too busy worried about what are they doing? Well, what's our government doing? You already know our government is dysfunctional. What are you doing to change the government? It's not going to come overnight. But you know what? You can do it in your lifetime. I'm 33 years old. I would assume I'm at least going to live to 50. My father died at 55. That gives me 22 years to change this world and make it a better place. Minimum. How many years do you got to make this world a better place? All right? So I hope that helps. Subscribe to the channel. Share and like these videos.